Hey Anthony, uh, Andrew here. My first video and my first video response to one of your videos about message of albums. Now, in my opinion, the message of an album shouldn't impact how much you care about the album or how much you like the album. It should be a separate issue, just as much as musicality and instrumentation and lyricism of the music. For instance, I'm a Christian, and I listen to a lot of metal now naturally, and I don't listen to a lot of Christian metal. Naturally, that means I'm exposed to a lot of messages that are normally very atheistic in nature and sometimes satanic in nature. That doesn't mean that I disregard these albums or that I don't like these albums. It just means I don't agree with the message. And I don't need to agree with the message to like the music. A great example is the newest Black Dahlia Murder album called Ritual. I know you don't want to review it because of the production, but the whole concept of the album is every single song is based off a satanic ritual, whether it's conjuring up the devil or sacrificing human beings or just signing your life away to the devil. Now, if my parents ever listened to that, they would freak out and they would, never understand why I could listen to that. But for me, they're using that message to tell a story. And even though the band themselves aren't Satanists, in fact, they're actually atheists and they find the mythology of Christianity interesting, their religious background and how they view religion doesn't affect how much I enjoy their music. The same thing can go for environmentalism, for example. It doesn't have to be something that's bad, like drug use or racism. It can be something as much as a band writing a lot of songs about how we're destroying the environment and how we need to clean up the earth. A great example is the French metal band Gojira. A few of their albums, especially their latest one, has a lot of songs that deal with environmentalism and how we're destroying the earth, and it's just going to be this huge trash planet eventually. And while I'm all for cleaning up the environment and making sure that we are creating an environment that we can sustain and live in for the next however many years, it does get a little bit old after a while listening to the same songs about the same message. In fact, I would say I have a bigger problem with environmentalism being pushed in their songs rather than a satanic or an atheistic message. Because of its racism or religious views being pushed in music, I can put that back on the artist, and if I don't agree with it necessarily, I don't have to, because everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But when something becomes somewhat political, like environmentalism or left or right in terms of the United States politics, that can get kind of annoying. And I would rather not listen to that or have that in my music, because I go and I look at the news enough already as it is to keep informed, and I know what's going on in the world. I don't need to be told about it in my music. But even that's a minor thing. So totally, I don't really have a problem with the message that my music is trying to put off. The music I listen to is a wide span of different genres, and I try and expose my ears to as much things as possible. And obviously, I would prefer music that has a message, whether it's hidden or not. And ultimately, I feel like it's good to be exposed to music that you don't agree with, or messages that you don't agree with within music. Whether it's drug use, racism, sexism, environmentalism, religious topics, political topics, anything of that order. The problem I have when I listen to music that I don't agree with the message is that I feel uncomfortable because it's not something that I agree with. I feel like people need to get outside their comfort zones. You need to be put in places where you're uncomfortable in order to understand where someone else might be coming from. I feel as if everyone took the time and listened to music that made them uncomfortable, regardless of what that message was, they might be able to understand themselves and their own viewpoints a little bit more. That's all I have for now. I have to go to class soon. Otherwise, I would go a little bit longer. But thanks. Keep making videos, and I look forward to the next review. Thanks.